going to be a different challenge for Blatch today, because Bruce is an out-and-out big that's going to try and back him in, as he did right then.
Blatch is limping, literally.
He really is.
He hurt that knee last at the end of the game against Croatia, but I guess the adrenaline made him not feel that injury then. Chan, nice pick and pop. Blatch just didn't run to it. 2 seconds to shoot. No good. Rebounded by Printesis. Galafis. Papanikolaou being guarded by Chan. That's an interesting matchup. Short by Barousis. Here comes L.A. Tenorio. Louis Alfred drives, pops, Chan shoots. No good. Printesis. No, they're not going to get into that up and down game.
No, the Greeks will only run when they've got a real numerical advantage. Barousis' three is not a good sign. They got very, very three-point happy and a little too early on the offense. That's a good sign.
Weak side cut, using the screen. Beautiful play and a very soft touch, which is the Printesis' trademark. Tenorio with Jason Castro coming off the bench. Normally the lead point guard. Printesis trying to do his best against Blatch. Turnaround. No good. Rebounded by Norwood. No good. And a foul against Greece. 5-time PBA Coach of the Year, the Philippines Basketball Association.
Well, it's an interesting decision by Katsoukaris to let Princesis guard Blatch, because he saw yesterday Blatch will float to the perimeter in an attempt, often in an attempt just to make it a 4-on-4 game with no big underneath. So he's leaving Barousis, who's got that ability just to adjust and fill space. So Princesis has got the matchup against Blatch. And you don't know if the knee injury of Blatch is just one of those painful ones and he's not going to have a problem on it. He keeps stretching it and moving it. And whether as the game goes on, it's going to warm up and he'll be able to play through it.
Makes the second one. We learned yet another difference from the NBA. There's no disabledness in these tournaments. You show up every day. And you have, in this case, 5 games in 6 days. Brutal schedule. And that's just to make it to the elimination round. This is an interesting matchup here. But they don't fall for the low post. It's a bad pass. Over Norwood. Launches a three. No good.
Well, that's the issue. We've talked about this in terms of small guys, big guys. Tenorio was just inside Papanikolaou's shorts almost. And he just couldn't deal with the little guy around his knees.
The captain gets the back end of the foul. Jeffrey Chan, the guilty party.
Well, you can't get beat on penetration with that, the ability to be quicker. And Zis is much more assertive than he would normally be. Normally, he really does just fulfill that traditional Greek point guard role, but he just took it straight at the defense there. Nice finish.
He's a captain because there are quite a few absences in this team, including Spanoulis, who normally handles the ball. It's more of a ball handler by committee at this point.
Well, Zis will handle it and does it at club. Blatch fancies his chances as a point guard in this tournament.
Well, he's got a taste of it in the games against Croatia. He drives, cuts, feeds. 6 seconds to go. Chan gets blocked by Printesis.
Printesis is athletic. Very good.
Cross court by Papanikolaou. Great strip by Tenorio. Norwood gets fouled by Galafis. Wow.
Well, Kostas Papanikolaou has really found out what it's like to play against that smaller man. He's on the perimeter, he doesn't know where he is, and he goes to the basket, gets it stripped. That doesn't happen to him normally in that set of circumstances. Good break, though, by Greece. They filled the lanes really quickly, but you've got to credit Tenorio. Got back, protected the basket.
He knew he couldn't outjump the player. He just went for the ball. Blatch.
Nice find.
No good. The point center has arrived in Sevilla. Galafis. Stripped by Blatch. Here we go. Up ahead to Tenorio. Numbers for Philippines. Back to Blatch. It's in. Tenorio passing the screens behind the pick. Steps, no, Papanikolaou, lefty shooter, short, Blatch for the rebound.
Princesis had to go up. You give up the two wide open 1-footer, and missing the open three.
The Euro step is becoming an Andre Blatch trademark. Who knew?
Watch out the NBA next year. If he fancies that step, then they're going to go to travel. But
he did have that, but he barely showed it.
He's showing it this tournament.
Foul reaching in by Pingris. Pingris plays a center position in the Philippine League. You can tell how much grit he has.
You know, it's a fine line as we see this little step and the soft finish, little floater to finish for Blatch. And Blatch has dragged the Philippines. Well, he's got him going. It's a fine line, the Philippines. They've got to be aggressive on defense. They've got to try and make steals happen. But that one from Pringles, where there was no real opportunity to steal it, he's just got to control himself and be smart.
This is in the crease. It's in. Beautiful shot. In rhythm.
Really assertive. Very, very positive in the opening exchanges, Gilas, in terms of taking shots.
Tenorio with a dribble handoff. Pingris inside out. Bad pass. Taken by Norwood. 3 seconds to shoot. Very difficult shot.
Well, Coach Katsikaris just said, what happened in those last 6 seconds? They fumbled it and we stopped.
It's a 1-point lead, and there is a turnover by Gilas. He had 4 last night.
Well, the equation for me for Greece is they've got to be very, very smart about when they use the dribble and when they get the ball moving through the air, because the Philippines will want the ball on the dribble so they can really focus their defense on going for steals and forcing things on it. Great pass.
Extra pass and a block by Papanicolaou. Great play. And now he gets hit in traffic by Tenorio. One thing about the Philippines, especially for teams like Greece that have not played against them, Philippines present a lineup sometimes that makes you think that you should do things that you normally don't do. You begin to sort of think you have advantages, and they take you they make you out of sorts.
Exactly what happened to Croatia yesterday, wasn't it? It made Croatia try and do things and really emphasize things that aren't Croatian basketball.
Wow, maybe the Greek national Olympic team needs a shot putter. That's exactly what Cortez has launched.
It's an amazing shot. That's a backcourt, but
another Euro step intercepted by Barousis. Zizi's. He gave him his right hand, and he couldn't get the roll. Norwood up and down goes this game. Blatch all alone, facing the basket, no good. Rebounded by Gilas.
Katsikaris asking them to settle down, but you can't ignore Barousis when he runs the floor.
That gives him a 5-point lead. Again, typical of Philippines. When they substitute, it's in bunches. Here comes Jason Castro, number 7. The back of his shirt says William, that's his other surname. And Paul Lee, whose second surname is Dalistan, and that's why it's in the back of his shirt. That's a FIBA quirk. Look, I think they just look at a passport, and if a country has the habit of putting both your mother and your father's surname, they just look at the second one, the last one, and they put that as the last name. And once they do that, when you're a youngster,
that's it, you're done.
You're stuck.
You are always that name. Now, the Philippines shouldn't be too disappointed. They've got open looks. They just haven't made shots you'd expect them to make.
2 seconds to shoot. And he just lost the handle on the original intent of a shot.
Ioannis Barousis shows that Greeks can also play football. Beautiful little header, knocked it down from the far post.
He did one yesterday, too.
Yeah, he's...
Except yesterday's may have gotten him a technical. He came close.
He would be an interesting centre half in football. But anyway.
Gilas. Printesis. Off key. Back in the hands of Papanicolaou. He asks for calm. Let's reset in the half court with a 5-point lead. 4 minutes to go.
Greeks still settling for the 3 a little bit too often.
Foul by... No!
Yeah, good
offensive foul. Gilas with his second turnover. And a technical for throwing the ball against the backboard. I'm telling you, the Philippines will get you off your game. You need to settle yourself down.
Have they caught it or warned him? I think they caught it or warned him. Ball's back down here to be inbounded.
Well, I saw it's going to be inbounded. I saw everybody, all the Philippines saying, you call the team.
I think he warned Gilas. He should have, if he threw the ball like that as a visual descent, You know, sometimes the referees need to read the situation, but by the letter of the game, it should have been a T.
Well, it was a warning. This is the best point guard in Asia, number 7. We also have Ranidel Del Campo on the court. 9 to shoot. Nice fake and a super block by Perusis. Oh my.
The odds were stacked against him, though, let's be fair, but Perusis did well to actually not really get himself in the end. Read when he was going to shoot the ball.
I think he felt bad for jumping in the first place. Ball's out of bounds. Again, a shorter player like that makes a Perusis, normally a smart player with bigs around him, do things he doesn't typically do. Now, the one thing that Greece is doing very well today, they're making Philippines take their shot with a few seconds to go on the clock. That's not their style.
Well, two offensive rebound went begging as they took it off each other.
Zizis to Vasiliadis to Papanikolaou. Perusis. One-on-one against Pingris. Lots of kilos here. Given up by
great
Perusis.
hands.
Oh, wow. A steal. Paulie gets fouled by Papanikolaou. And let me tell you, Paulie was part of the reason why the Philippines could get over that shaky start. In the second quarter, he came in and really got the Philippines going.
Well, Paulie he's an impact player. You want him coming off the bench because offensively he's not shy. He'll shoot that shot, but defensively he just makes things happen. Yeah, he may foul, but you want impact coming off your bench, and he gives it to you. They've just got to start making some perimeter shots, this Philippines team.
Oh, Blacks loses the ball. 10 seconds to shoot. Castro floats, no good. Undecided between the rim and the backboard.
If you want a clinic about how to structure your defense, great break.
Papanikolaou. Everybody says when he gets in that left corner, he can kill you with a 3, he can drive, and now he can pass as well.
Well, you mentioned about him getting deep in the shot clock, but if you want a clinic about how to structure your defense, watch Greece play defense. Completely different challenge than they had yesterday. Now it's about forcing the ball on the floor and getting people to take shots and helping like that, helping early. And Perusis on the floor makes it happen.
Papanikolaou takes the ball now. 4 on 5, and he gets fouled by Del Campo. They are the masters of space. They will invade your space if you're an offensive player. As we take a look at Papanikolaou's drive, Del Campo's foul. Here's the foul, and the rotation came in way late. But they're the masters of standing in a spot where you think you can penetrate, where you think you can run a pick and roll, and making you doubt you can do that, and then moving on to your next option, and then getting in there and undoing your option before you begin to execute it.
Yep, absolutely. And it starts from where they want you to dribble the ball. They channel the ball into areas where they can rotate, and they know what the rotation is. And this is when it gets very interesting for me, for Greece. With Antito Kamopo coming in. Princess sits down. Well, he looks like he's coming in. He's standing up coming in. Oh, he's going to come in for the shooter. Papanikolaou's he's on a provisional on the shooter. But Kemioglu yesterday came in, stood on the three-point line, probably only played the game between the 2 3-point lines, and went 4 from 4 in the first period. Didn't miss a 3. I don't think he knew if there was a Senegalese player out there most of the time. No one was in his face. He is an out-and-out scoring machine if you give him time to set.
For the Philippines, Jumar Fajardo is in on the court as Antetokounmpo. One of the big attractions of the tournament comes in. He just looks like a Colt with so much ability.
Yep.
He's just trying to harness it, trying to figure out how does he fit in here. Not that he doesn't fit already. Ball league, hesitation move. Ball's being slapped around, Perusis secures it.
Exactly what we were just talking about. When he looked to pass, he didn't have the shot because that was going to get contested. When he looked to pass, all he could see was blue shirts that rotated into the lanes.
Antetokounmpo trying to post up Del Campo. Del Campo's a bit of a bruiser. Perusis. Hook shot. No good. Pingris with the rebound. Philippines tries to run. Fajardo did.
Well, Fajardo came in yesterday again, like Lee, gives you energy, gives you things that happen. And he's going to do the same here.
They took away the 3. Again, they took away his space. Castro couldn't shoot either. Just close enough. Antetokounmpo kicks the ball. It goes back to the Philippines, and they reset the clock to 14 seconds.
Well, any of you coaches out there who want to look at how to run team defense, this is it. For me, that their rotations are spot on. They have a set of rules. and they run the rules. Everyone, on the ball, off the ball. Katsikaris does it. It's a clinic of how to play team defense, Greece. They've got some athletes, but they're not basing their defense on athleticism.
Gilas is in, he's guarding the Kraken, Junman Fajardo. Tough spot for Pingris. Diocampo, the ball got there late, Antetokounmpo closed. And the rebound is in the hands of Kamagoglu.
As long as this drought doesn't go on for too long, you know that at times the Philippines are going to have these droughts because they're shooting the perimeter shot. You know, it's out to an 11-point lead, but they're getting open looks. Even though they're late in the offense, they're getting open looks.
Castro over Antetokounmpo. Wow. He had to change his normal shot, and he still made it.
That's probably the toughest shot they've had the last 2 minutes, and that's the one they make.
Sissy's fouled by Castro.
See, that foul with the Philippines, that's not... Greece never make that foul because they have the dribble going to the side. They just channel it down and they don't waste a foul with the dribble going away from the basket. And they don't get many steals because they're not playing that sort of percentage game. Yesterday, even against Senegal, only 6 steals on the game. But then you look at the percentage that Senegal shot, and that means that Greece has got them taking the shots that Greece want them to take.
Sissy's to the line again. He's now scored 7 points as a rebound, no assists. Fotis Katsikaris is a young coach and a master at really scouting the opponent and understanding what's going to make his team win.
I think Zisis may be cementing his role as the starting point guard for Katsikaris. He's come into this competition with options. Manzares is also a great option for him in terms of a point guard. But Zisis with the start today, that sends a message for him. He's done a nice job.
Paul Lee, guarded by Gilas. All the way in. And he doesn't get the roll.
It's a good decision, though, by Lee. Should have finished it because he had Ukas on him, and the help couldn't commit because of the perimeter shot.
Jimmy Alapag is on the court. Missed shot. Oh, what a rebound by Pingris. He wanted to make sure that Greece didn't get any more points, but they end up winning the first quarter 20-10 against the Philippines. We'll be back with second quarter action at the Palacio Municipal de Deportes in Seville. The brawl wasn't friendly. The iron was unkind. Seven turnovers for Greece.
Well, and 7 turnovers again. You remember the Papanikolaou turnover because Tenario was right inside him. And then there are a few others where they've just rushed a little bit out of their play. They've given up a little bit too many options deep for Barusas and deep on the when Zisis going to the basket. But if I'm Chat Reyes, I'm getting the shots I'd expect to get. The Greek defense is just making it hard for me to get there. They're being very patient. So, like, it's not a bad situation. Once Blatz gets in the game, and if he starts to hit, Philippines have a good opportunity at this game.
Look at Sissy's and the beautiful fast break. Not too many of these opportunities with Blatch sealing the deal. Lots of room to dribble for the big man. The Euro step and the soft touch near the rim.
Well, he's had some minutes on the bench. It doesn't look like he's coming straight back. We'll just check as they come out of the timeout. But that's one of the few penetrations. And if you'd have been in the gym, you'd have saw Coach Fotis' reaction to it. Where the Philippines got a penetration into space, away from help, and Norwood knocked it down. Let Greece take you to each other.
Huge play here with Printesses finishing. And a beautiful play by Papanikolaou. This is again being very aggressive with his offense.
Well, Blatch is back, and he's got a matchup that they're going with the same way, keeping Vujagas away from Blatch so that they still have size around the ring when he steps to the perimeter. But he can take Kamioglu on the dribble. That's going to be an interesting matchup. If he tries to space him, Blatch will shoot it.
The benches is here for Greece. Inside pass and a foul for Aguilar, and it's an unsportsmanlike foul. Hard foul against Junman Fajardo.
Kamioglu's not going to be happy with the unsportsmanlike, but let's have a look. That's an unsportsmanlike. It's from behind. He's holding his arm down. It's not a basketball action. It's a foul, meaning to be a foul, and both officials were straight there with the unsportsmanlike call.
Junmar Fajardo plays for the San Miguel Beermen.
That's my team.
Yes. I wonder what they get when they win.
That's played it, the bonus in product.
63% free throw shooter.
I love stats on free throw shooting because he is in mid-60s, but in the World Cup he might be more focused. It's the game in the moment.
In the Asia Cup, he made 75% of his free throws. As Jamie Alapag, the veteran.
Nice lineup for the Philippines with Alapag and Castro in the backcourt. Very, very potent, very productive.
Tries an up and under. Del Campo has been denied a shot. He moves over, can't make it. Rebounded by Saliaris.
And I think the knee problem that Blatch has is going to really restrict the physical part of what he does. Didn't even contest the glass then.
He really he's having some trouble getting around, but knowing that he's guarding is a threat to penetrate. A push down low. Wow, he got away with a push without being called for a foul. Alapag at a notion of a three, hands off to Blatch. Oh, his knee feels a lot better when he's got the ball though.
Yep. He just should back Manzares in. Back him in so you want to shoot it. Draw to help, find someone. Like that. Oh!
He just lost the handle.
Well, he drew to help, got the open one.
Antetokounmpo.
Oh.
Foul by Alapag, by Castro. And they're asking the Greeks for the second time in this game to settle down. Can you imagine? It's a second foul on Jason Castro.
And I think the official's just making a point to Coach Katsikaris that he's okay with him standing up. It's when they persist and they remain standing up, and so the crowd see them standing up, and he doesn't want the visual to be sent.
Of course, the players on the bench never do that in the Greek League, right?
Never.
Here's Giannis Antetokounmpo, 19 years old, has grown over 5 centimeters in the last 12 months, and you get the feeling he's not done.
Well, you made the analogy with he is a thoroughbred, isn't he? He's like a young thoroughbred. You know, and he's a 2-year-old racehorse, and he's on the verge of running in classics and all those types of things. He is just top to bottom a superstar in the making.
But his brain is always working and trying to figure out how to fit in, how to give his team what he wants. Foul, a hard foul, and a good foul by Bujukas, because Junmar Fajardo was about to score.
And again, the Blatch point guard. A little penetration, find Fajardo underneath, because Blatch gives him an issue where he can penetrate to areas they don't want him to go. He went straight down the middle. The help wasn't sure where to come from, so Fajardo's open, and Blatch unselfishly shared the ball.
PBA MVP for the 2014 season, ended up with a double-double, leading the league in rebounding. They call him the Kraken because he swallows everything around him with his long tentacles. The Kraken is a mythical North Atlantic figure, but in the South Pacific, they have a Kraken, and it's Junmar Fajardo.
Well, he's just done 4 from 4 from the line, and he's done what a big man has to do. You get fouled, you make your free throws.
He made the free throws, and now it's an 8-point Greek lead.
Well, they've learned from last night. Kamioglu's being made to dribble the ball, won't get his feet set. He won't beat Blatch on the dribble.
Manzares.
Much better defensive series. They've kept him out there. He didn't have to help, but they rotated out.
Vasiliadis makes them pay.
There's no need to help down. No need to help down. Castro just left his post.
Alapag over to Castro. He's got an access to the rim. No good. Junmar Fajardo with the putback.
Well, there's a tentacle for you. His arm came from nowhere. Great effort on the glass.
Saving for San Mig. The ball deflected by Blatch. It belongs to Greece with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Game has a different feel in this second quarter in terms of the types of shots and situations that the Philippines are creating. They're getting more penetration, more shots around the ring. They've moved people around a little bit, and Greece aren't actually dictating with their defense.
What a fake, and the foul by Blatch on the shot by Kamakoglu.
Well, we saw yesterday, didn't we? They were poor out of bounds because Croatia got 4 key points out of an out of bounds play. as we see a little bit of back manipulation going on. But
yeah, that's Sissy's.
Yeah, the key there, they just all watch the ball, and Kamioglu made a smart cut. Blatch has to foul.
Makes the first. He ended up being the hero of that first game.
He's not missing free throws, Kamioglu.
Made 4 straight three-pointers.
Always plus 80. It's just a very simple but slow. Nothing changes.
But great balance in
Oh,
his body.
absolutely.
Perfect separation of the feet. And good form. Alapak with a fake pass.
It's that 4-on-4 set again where Blatch stays outside.
Vasiliadis is doing a decent job against Castro. Now a switch. Norwood attacks. Over to Blatch. He has to launch a three. He does. No good. Didn't touch a rim. 24-second violation. And LaMonica stops play.
Yeah, they had to stop. They didn't know what was going on with the basketball. If they'd have realized that Antetokounmpo was there, they'd have known he'd have come down with it. But and they didn't. They took too long to get into what they were trying to run. Then they started off going 4 out and just keeping Blatch out, and then they got the mismatch and couldn't find him in the post.
Antetokounmpo handled the ball as a youngster before he had that enormous growth spurt in the last couple of years. Vasiliadis, long two, no good.
It's a great job by Castro. He chased him hard off that screen, made him rush it.
Even though he had 2 fouls. Going left this time, hands off to Blatch. Strong hand, behind the back. Fake, shot. No foul. A
Great
rescue
effort
by Fajardo. Here comes a shot by Castro. Didn't draw iron. And the ball's in the hands of the Greeks with numbers. Antetokounmpo behind the back of Vasiliadis. And a hard foul by Gabe Norwood. An unsportsmanlike foul by Gabe Norwood.
See, I'm so positive about the referee has to call it. It doesn't matter if Greeks had a layup, because a lot of people say, oh, they've got a layup here. That's too bad a foul for them to just say, oh, there's an advantage for the layup. He grabs him. You've got to stop that right now.
And it's early in the game.
Yeah, it's an unsportsmanlike foul. There's nothing about advantage with a layup there. Call the unsportsmanlike foul, and Antetokounmpo makes the throws, and they go to the sideline or whatever. They get the ball back, but it sends a message to the players.
Antetokounmpo's been playing for a little bit over 5 years, playing generally basketball, and now quickly he becomes such a promise that the NBA signs him, and then he starts learning how to play the NBA with his subtle but important differences with FIBA, having grown up in the FIBA system. And now after that NBA season, he comes back here and has to fit into Fontis Kasikaris' system. That's why you can still see that he's sort of thinking things through, as gifted as he is. And his teammates are helping him. You just saw Kamioglu tell him where to go. Vasiliadis, Brusis, Kamioglu, way off.
Again, the chase and the closeout was fast and it was aggressive. But again, just made Kamioglu think and be a little quicker than he wanted to be.
Blatch off the dribble, it's good. No need to post him up. Just get him to dig deep and make a quick pop-up shot.
Yeah, much more definite then. Well, he didn't try and put it behind the back. 2 dribbles, bit of space, pull up, shoot the mid-range jump shot. Keep it simple.
Rebounded by Pingris.
See, I'm with Chat Raz totally here about going under those screens against these against the Greek guards.
Alapag, way off. This is the typical run and gun that Vincent Chat Reyes likes to play.
They're going to make shots at some point. They're going to get like a little 6-8 point run. They'll get them right back in this game. They're just going to play enough defense to hang around until it happens.
Barusis working against Blatch. Shoving and pushing, a slap and a foul.
It's a great matchup.
Jeffrey Chan is back in the game. We saw Chan having so much trouble in the first half. He's 0 for 3 so far, missing 2 threes among his 3 shots.
It's Blatch's second foul, and he does everything, and he lets him have it, and then he does that. And it's, I don't know what Chat Raz's rules are going to dictate what happens there. Is he supposed to force him to the middle? Is he supposed to force him to the baseline? At some point, the help's got to come. And my poison there is not to let Borusas take that inside option, it's to help and to kick it, because Vassiliadis with his feet set, yeah, deadly. Kamioglu, but the Philippines done a great job chasing them off the line.
Which hand is Borusas best when he tries that little hook shot, left or right?
He's really normally better. You know, he's a right-handed player
with a very good left hand.
Oh no, he can go both ways. It's more down to Chat Reyes and where he wants the ball forced.
As we have a timeout, the Philippines needs a break. They're down 12, 5.5 to go in this second quarter. Fast break points. The Greeks are winning that one 5-2.
Yeah, and they're winning it because the Philippines are missing those shots on the end of the break, because they want to run and they want to take early shots. If Chat Reyes can just keep his team in around the 12 to 8 point margin, that run that they will make shots. That'll get them right back in it. And as you saw yesterday, once they're in the game, once it's that close, the Greeks aren't in that flow. They're having to think about it, and the Philippines love that environment. And they operated so well within it yesterday, and he'll keep blatching the game. If this game gets to 20 plus, 25 with his injury, does Chat Reyes decide, I've got a game tomorrow, I'm going to rest him, and then the game's gone. There's no way back from that point of view. But I like the shot that they're getting Philippine shots, and if that's what you get, they're the shots you practice, that's the way you used to play. So you just got to make enough of the shots you take.
Mark Bringrist, his father is French, mother is Filipino. He's playing the undersized power forward position here. Laban means fight Philippines. And that's, of course, the Greek name for the country.
The great thing what you mentioned about the Antetokounmpo, he's like so many other players, but they're all rolled into him. You know, you can compare his body type in terms of his length, in terms of his shape, to a Nicholas Batum, but he's so much taller than Batum. And then you can compare some of the guard skills he has to so many. He is a package that a coach is going to love to try and develop.
And love, if I were his NBA coach, I'd let him play with the Greeks every summer.
Oh, God, yeah.
Nice play by Bingris against Antetokounmpo. That's not easy. That's a veteran move.
That's a veteran. Go to one side, get him in the air, come back to the other side of the ring.
Against the 19-year-old, bringing the ball up court.
Katsikaris won't like the fact that he went the baseline side, which is where he likes to force it, and he still finished. No help came.
Kamioglu banging with Bingris.
Keep his hands out.
Corner shot, Antetokounmpo. Way off. Blatch brings it up court. Over to Norwood. You have to wait for the pass. Corner shot. Here's Chan. No good. Antetokounmpo, flashing elbow.
And he would have liked Norwood to finish it. I know he felt the block coming and he felt the contact, but he could have drawn contact and picked up the foul. But the defensive series is exactly what we're talking about. Chase to the three-point line after they go inside-outside. I don't like the double team option. I don't think they need it.
Oh, wow. He found the crease, but it's no good. Borusas stays behind. Oh, Blatt should have run right down the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. If Borusas starts to be in the extended minutes, he will take his time.
Foul by Manzares on Alapag. Who's the captain, the veteran. Jimmy Alapag, 37 years old, his last tournament, major tournament. Now they ask Gary David, who's coming in. Chan is just not giving him much.
But that happened yesterday. He didn't give him much first half. Came in second half, made a couple of jump shots, part of that run they got going. So he's not going to change the way he plays. It'll work for him because he knows his coach wants him to play in a particular way.
Kostas Slukas is in here. He plays for Olympiacos.
Now Slukas is one of the guys where they've got to be careful at actually helping off him because he can knock down the shot.
Alapag against Borusas. He has to shoot again in the last second. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Here's Slukas, a lefty. And a foul underneath. And the foul, I believe, is on Pingris.
Yep.
It's the second.
and they're already in the penalty, so the Greeks back on the free throw line, and Prinzisis is normally...
As L.A. Tenorio shows up for a substitution.
He normally is a very, very solid. He has that touch, and from the free throw line, he does shoot the ball like you'd expect him to shoot the ball, as opposed to that little push shot.
100 million Filipinos reside in country, and countless others around the world. There's really, you can name a country, and you will find the Filipino population. So it's no surprise they're here in Spain, and they're here supporting the team in droves. Alapac, hesitation against Calafis. Norwood, crossover. Back to Alapac. 2.5 to go. They're trying to exploit Calafis. Outside. It is good. Three-pointer by Gabe Norwood, and a nice assist by Jimmy Alapac. And now a timeout by Fontis Katsikaris.
And we need to listen to Fontis Katsikaris, because everything that happened in that play is what he hates when his defense gets broken down. They help one pass away from the basketball, which means there's a wide open look, and he will get into it right now.
Laying into Antetokounmpo.
It's part of your learning process. He got broken down and forgot the rule. It's never about one-on-one. It's never about, can I stop my man? It's, can we stop them, and can we make them shoot the ball from where we want them to shoot it from?
Freelancing is not allowed.
Not at the defensive end at all. It's like, these are our rules. Now, Calafis got broken down. He doesn't want that to happen. Antetokounmpo getting involved with help, and he's one pass away from the ball. That means that's a wide open shot. That's a drill. You know, they'll run that drill day in, day out, penetrate, pass, open, shoot the ball. And he's got to stay and guard that. Because if he stays and guards that, there's a tough shot off the dribble, and the help will come from the other side of the floor. And that's why Katsikaris is up and down. Hated the fact that he got out of the system. And they got punished for getting out of the system. That's what he knows will happen. That's the work that his assistant coaches have been up all night showing them. And that's what he's been standing up in front and saying, this is what we do. If you don't do it, they will score.
Well,
like that.
Again, the way the Greek team works, not only is Antetokounmpo out of the game now, he's at the very end of the bench.
He'll have to work his way back down.
Papanikolaou's in for him. 9 seconds to shoot. Prinzisis loses the handle, and he's fouled by David.
Chat Reyes is up. He's up really helping his team, because his team are unhappy with the call. I'm just thinking, they've called that call all game, so that's why we've made the call. Prinzisis backed him in. He reached for the ball. There was a little contact. Let's have a look.
Yes.
It's on the elbow.
Yep.
And he's saying it's on the ball, and it really wasn't. And I like the fact that Chat Reyes tried to help his team there. He was there. I don't think he really agreed. He was just making sure that the official tried to look at him and not get caught up with the players.
In the post-game conference yesterday after losing to Croatia, he mentioned a couple of plays, a technical foul for flopping that was very costly.
And very controversial.
The no call at the end of the game. But after having mentioned that, he moved on.
Absolutely.
As he should.
Yep.
Flat's a little passive in the stretch of the game. Dribble against Prinzisis. 6 seconds to shoot. Here comes Ocampo. Way wide open shot.
Got to make that. That's what they have to make. They're on a little bit of a momentum swing at the minute. They've got to make those shots to keep it moving.
They were as close as 8. Slukas to Prinzisis. Here comes Papanikolaou. He ran out of room. They're claiming that he slipped. And the ball in the hands of Ocampo. Perfect box out of Perusis. Inside, Ocampo quickly. And that's 2 points. He hit the backboard. Great play by Norwood. Great recognition.
And that's what you were mentioning earlier on about the fact when Perusis is taking his time getting back, they've got to run to the front of the ring, and they did, and they got the benefit. That's what Black should have done before. Great transition from defense to offense by the Philippines.
I remember that happening once with Perusis last night. This is the second time.
Against the team, though, that should have done it. Perusis is working on the glass, though. Blatch doesn't need his third foul. Well, he passes it off.
He got lucky. He was leaving Bruce's not only the ball, but a chance to look around. Lucas, lefty, all the way in, and the foul.
I don't know where Gabe Norwood was doing. He just standing outside on the opposite corner when the ball was reversed. He didn't adjust at all. Now, the defense on the ball wasn't great, but Norwood just got caught being a spectator.
He knows it. Look at that face. Look at in the upper left side of your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Oh,
I'm standing out here. Why am I standing out here?
Lucas to the line.
He's a good shooter, yes. Slukas. He's a real. Just calling him everyone's a role player ultimately, but Slukas is your role player. He does 2 or 3 things. He does them very well.
Alapag walking around in the land of the Giants. Nice cut by David. And again, Alapag creating opportunities, distracting the Greeks and their vaunted defense, and waiting for somebody to cut. Found one.
It's a spectator sport watching Futz's reaction to defensive breakdowns.
Papanikolaou is not sweet on that corner 3. No, that's a specialty. Alapag. Blatch. Outside. Oh, the pass was a little bit low, and I think Gary David was a little concerned by Printesis.
Well, again, Futzes will be happy with that because they were in the front in the post. The help came to make sure that Blatch couldn't score, and the rotation from Printesis to the corner. That's the rules. That's how they're going to run. And good things happen when you run your rules because we're all on the same page.
Spoken like a coach. This is to Papanikolaou. Right. All the way. No good. Again, he didn't use the backboard. Blatch doesn't hand it to Alapag yet. Now he does.
Well, they could close this to a 5-point game on this possession.
The last 35 seconds of the half.
They're right in this.
10 seconds to shoot. Alapag inside. Intercepted by Printesis. Up front to Kalasic. Diocampo's waiting for him. No good. Printesis, it is good.
That's why Printesis is what he is. Blue collar is a great description about him. You never see him make a flashy move or anything like that. He ran the floor harder than anyone else, gets rewarded by the offensive putback. That's a poor miss by Kalasic, though.
And now it becomes a 10-point lead, and the Philippines calls a timeout.
See where Alapag was going in terms of, I need to get Blatch the ball. It's late in, he hasn't had a touch for a while. He needs to get a touch, but he forced it so badly the time before, and that generated the points in transition for Greece, who commit to the break when they know they've got the high percentage option.
As you look on the shooting percentages by the quarter, with Greece using a lot of bench players, we're down to 21%.
And I think a lot of that is down to the fact that because of the way the Philippines have played their defense, they're not getting shots they want, or the shots they practice. It's the point you made about the Croatia game. It took Croatia out of what they want to do. And they're missing shots you'd expect to make. It puts you in that situation.
It's almost like latch yourself to your bowl and don't look at that mermaid. Don't look at it. Don't look at the siren. I know he's short and I know they're weird. Don't do what we don't do.
Absolutely. That's do what we do. That's it. That's all you should concentrate on. And the Greeks recognize a poor situation and go after it. That's so, again, they just read the game. Every second of the game.
Diocampo, the Chan back in the game, waiting for his first bucket. Printesis over to Chan. Tough shot, no good. And that is the end of the first half. 37-27. Greece will go to halftime with a 10-point lead over the Philippines. The Philippines try to keep it close. They actually tied this quarter 17-all. You notice in the back, as we look at the statistics for this first half.
Well, 1 from 10 from the three-point line. We talked before about the fact that the Greeks were a little three-point happy, and Katsikaris knows that. The Philippines have taken a lot of threes. We know they will. They'll make more than they did in that first period. 10 points are on the margins of it being manageable. The turnover numbers obviously pretty similar there. 3 blocks by the Greeks. They're going to block some of those smaller Philippine guys going to the hoop. But it was, apart from the score, and that's a crazy thing for anyone to say, apart from the score, the Philippines should be happy with the way the game has developed. They've kept Greece down after a good first quarter to 37. If they hadn't fouled as often, they wouldn't even have been at 37 because they scored from the line late in the quarter. They just didn't make shots that they want to make. Even though Greece force you into areas you don't want to go to, they didn't make shots you'd expect them to make. They made a couple of bad decisions. It's still 10. It could have been closer. I don't know why Greece have gone away from getting Barousis the ball, because when he got the ball, he was able to get good shots. He's only taken, well, I haven't got that stat up, I'll get it in a moment. He hasn't taken that many shots, 5 shots. He's only had 5 touches. He's in fact taken 4 shots on the inside. He settled for a 3 one time down. 4 shots in the minutes he's got. Barousis has got to get more touches. Got to get more touches, because the Greeks got a 1 from 10 happy from the three-point line, because they made a bucket load last night.
What do you think of Printhesis guarding Blatch for most of this game?
Well, I think you've got to say that the Katsikaris decision is working.
So far?
Yeah, so far, because it means they've always got some presence around the ring. Now, Blatch is a little hampered by the knee. We don't really understand how bad or how good his knee is, but he's playing.
A little gimpy.
But, and that's a Katsikaris thing. We can't do that. We don't want him to play 4-on-4 and take our big guy out. Our rules don't suit that, so we're going to change that matchup. What's surprising is that the Philippines haven't gone perhaps to a smaller lineup with a 4-man that can shoot from the perimeter and drag Barousis or whoever's guarding him out that way.
Jeff Janis 0 for 3 though from the perimeter. De Ocampo misses only 3. Norwood made 1 of 2. Their classic Paul Lee missed his only 3-pointer. Their classic 3-point spread the court players are not producing.
And the game was very similar as from that perspective as yesterday, where they were better in the second half with the shots they took, as we see that come back to the other side move that was really sweet. A little bit of education. That's a compu, but they just missed more than they made yesterday because the Greeks played Greek defense, and they haven't had that many opportunities where the help comes from too close and creates the open look. If they can create more shots, maybe they need to look at how they load the floor and spread it with with 5 out and go 2 on one side and play a little 2-man game. Anything of that nature might give them the space to take the shot and make the shot. I don't think this game is by any means done. I think that the Philippines have got a way that they will get a run and get back into this, and it's how Greece respond to that will decide how this game develops.
Printhesis leads the team with 10 points.
And this is the play that sums him up. He just works harder than everybody else and finds a way to get an angle off the glass.
With the hard hat
and
the overalls. And the miss by Calathis, who struggled now.
Yeah, and I'm struggling to see why Calathis is struggling. And I know he got a bit animated early in the game and he picked up the 2 quick fouls. But it's difficult to see why he's in a bit of a funk with himself.
Andre Blatch, we thought he would be an important key player in this game. He's got 6 points, 8 rebounds, hampered by that right knee, some sort of right knee twist. But he's been running the floor early in the game. Then he slowed down a little bit. He became a little bit more predictable, and less agile. And
the Greek decision to match up the more mobile guy with him has taken away that option he had yesterday, where he caught it on the perimeter and could create on the dribble as much as he did, whether it be to go to the basket or to settle for the jump shot. Those options that he had yesterday, because of the quicker matchup, are giving him an issue.
When the Philippines had its moments yesterday against Croatia, Blatch physically handled the ball a lot. You're not seeing that as much. Is that because of Printhesis or because of his knee? Or
maybe a combination. But when we did see it, good things did happen. And
the captain played well. He was very aggressive, looking for his score in the early part of the game.
Yeah, and it's not unusual. That's a bit unfair. this is his strength and his quality and what he's known for around world basketball is being a Greek point guard that runs the plays, and you see him deep in games, late in games, making great decisions, and that's when he's normally looking to force or get his own options, when teams have made adjustments and he makes the read. He looks very comfortable in this role where he's been given a little bit more license to score, and he looked very comfortable as the starting point guard. Katsikaris has other options, but from what we've seen so far, Gilas looked the more comfortable guy at the point.
It is a 10-point Greek lead. Now the Philippines is aware now that Senegal won. They beat Puerto Rico. And the Philippines, even Chat Reyes mentioned yesterday that when they saw that Croatia was a little shaky, he put all the meat in the grill. He said, we've got to win this game. And perhaps he thought it may have an effect on this team. We'll see what happens in the second half, as Greece really controlled the game yesterday, and in the second half gave a little bit of rest to their starters.
Well, that could be a factor you'd like for the game, for the many Philippine fans here. You'd like to see that little early run in the third and the momentum swing that gets them into a position where they think they can win.
Jason Castro has not been effective for the Philippines today, or not as usual. And again, you wonder if that right Achilles injury is becoming an issue. And instead, Jimmy Alapak's shown up.
But he's really struggling a bit to be a factor apart from the 1 or 2 passes.
But we'll be back in a few minutes with the start of the third quarter.